Every man deserves to know their T levels. Step in a game day Men's Health Solon and get tested on us. No guesswork, no waiting, just real answers. Speaking of answers, Brian Windhorst over the weekend reported that the Cavaliers and James Harden are working to sign a multi-year extension regardless of how this playoff run ends. This was prior to Game 7, so obviously that helps, but a multi-year extension appears to be in the works for James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This isn't a surprise. We kind of knew this was the path that the Cavaliers were going down when they traded for James Harden. The reason he wanted out of L.A. was the Clippers weren't willing to commit to him long-term after next year, which was the final year of his contract. He has a player option for that. Jason, smart idea for the Cavs to get into the James Harden business long-term, considering where they're at right now and knowing what we know about James Harden, what he can bring to the table for this team, and how he helped them get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Imagine having this conversation 96 hours ago, 5 days ago. Like, that's how fast emotions can change. Is it smart? It is what it is. Like they are where they are because Harden's on this roster.
Yes, if Darius Garland is there,
are
they going to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Probably not.
I'd say no.
So if you want to look at it from that lens, yeah, okay, go ahead. Now the early numbers that are being thrown around are 2 years, around $80 million. So we'll see. He's 37. He's a tank. Like, dude plays. He's always on the court. He's consistent in terms of his availability, which is huge. He can play a ton of minutes. He keeps himself in great shape. We'll see how the contract ages. There is risk to it. I don't think there's any question. I think you're naive or foolish to think that there's not risk involved in this. But they've sort of painted themselves to the spot of what other choice is there. So, and they, we've talked about it before. They had to get the plane off the ground. Kobe's talked about this long runway. Well, the plane wasn't really getting off the ground under the old way. So they made the trade, and it's a gutsy trade because Darius is going to be in the league a lot longer than James is. But they had to make some moves to try and advance this thing forward, and they did. So, yeah, he'll opt out. I would imagine he's going to opt out of his current deal, so it will not be an extension. It would be a new contract. It'll be for 2 years. $80 to $100 million range is what's being thrown out there as of now. But they really don't have any other choice. Like, they have to do this because of where they are with the cap and the apron and everything else. So is it the right move? It's the right move because I don't know what other option there is that exists.
Yeah, I don't know the financial nuance like you do. I'm just looking at it as roster composition. And you're right, man. It's like you could have asked this question 5 different times during the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and you'd got 5 different answers.
Yeah.
Move on. But where we are today, and the information that we have today is, and I feel very strongly about this, if Darius Garland was on this team and James Harden was not, we're golfing.
I
just don't think we're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't think they get past Toronto.
No. They may not have gotten past Toronto.
In 6. I got Toronto in 6.
So I just think that you're right. It's like the pill you have to take.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the side effects are going to be. Does he have 2 more years in him? I honestly, 2 years ago, would have thought that he didn't have 2 more years in him then.
Right.
But to your point of keeping himself in shape, he does. And he just plays games. He's never hurt. He plays. He's reliable. He's the definition of steady emotion. Like when he was stinking up the joint in games 1 and 2.
Man.
You would look at him and you wouldn't know if he just scored 30 or 3.
You'd be infuriated. You're like, dang, man.
I want him to show emotion. I'm like, bro, jump on the ground and get that loose ball.
Yeah, like
stand up after a big play and pump your fist.
But
when you have a stupid turnover, throw your hands on your face. He doesn't do any. He's like a robot. And to that point, like one of my favorite moments of this series was after he went off in Game 3, and in the post-game interview, they're like, James, how did you put all the chatter behind you? What chatter? Like, he is in a room where bullets are whizzing by his head, and he doesn't even know to duck. And I like that mentality, and I think that's kind of mentality you need in the playoffs. So it's the pill you got to take. You got to do it. I don't know what the alternative is. I don't know. Is LeBron coming to town? I don't know. I don't know.
Out of the guys, McDuggins, you know this, out of the guys when they had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. James Harden wasn't the problem. James Harden is like, hey man, listen, Kyrie, you gonna play or not? Oh, you're not playing? Come on, man, you got to get it together. Like he doesn't strike me as a dude that has 96 burner accounts. I think he.
He probably doesn't have
James
one
Harden does
real
not
account.
care when he said the no chatter thing.
I think
Yeah, he
There's certain players that I'm like, yeah, I don't really buy that. James Harden, honest to God, does not give a single iota of a you-know-what about what I say, what you say, what you say, what you say.
And that allows him to bounce
says.
back and play game three.
I think he don't even have a cell phone. I think he might just like be like on some like I don't even really care. I don't.
So you got the rotary dial at home. That's it.
Like I think he literally is in a bubble. Like he talks to like 6 people, and like if you're
That
not
is the way to live your life,
if you're not
by the
them
way.
6 people, nothing happens. He's oblivious. But I will say this though, back to the contract. It is what it is, bro. Sometimes, like you say taking is the pill you got to take. Listen, you either take this pill and have crazy side effects, but it'll keep you alive, or you don't take the pill and you're gone in 4 to 6 months. What do you want to do? I'm going to take the pill and deal with the side effects.
Yeah, that's it.
The side effects are sometimes he's going to throw the ball away. Sometimes he's going to look like he don't care. But
He hasn't been a problem in the locker room, has he?
No.
I've heard not a whisper.
And that I told you coming out of L.A., the people I talked to in L.A. were like, he was great. He was
citizen.
great.
And
But-
to me, that was the biggest fear. The fear I had was because we've got some timid and tepid guys, I thought, you're going to put an A-type in there, and your other A is Donovan.
I don't think he's an A-type, though.
See, I think in the game he's an A-type, but I think
in the game
in the
he is.
game he is.
Outside of
That's
it.
what I mean. I don't mean like in real life. I just think the dude's he just exists.
And I mean this as a
He doesn't have an agenda.
He is James Harden. The very first game he played in Cleveland, and we talked to him afterwards, and I asked him about the loyalty, and he gave like the really honest answer of, I do what's best for my family. I'm here to make money. We play a sport, but I basically call myself a mercenary in a way. It's like, yeah, I want to win, but it's a business. Speaking of chatter, did you see what Adidas basketball made as a promo after they won last night?
No.
This is legit, by this is from the Adidas basketball
Oh
account.
my God, I love it.
Chatter. Their 2 top athletes, Donovan and James, they used that as the marketing ploy following the Game 7 win last night. So, it is legit. He doesn't care. The Cavs knew they were going to end up signing him to an extension. He had a player option regardless, so it's not like he was leaving. He wanted more long-term security. The Cavs gave it. And the Cavs aren't in this position without James Harden.
Man,
and I will give him credit in this one thing, G, that I'm curious what you think. When he's got to Cleveland, for the majority of the time he's been here, he's been more of a playmaker than a scorer. His scoring's gone down. Now, he's had big games when they needed him to, but his scoring's gone down. That's allowed Jared Allen, Evan Mobley to become the best versions of themselves.
Absolutely.
As he continues to age, I think we'll get more and more of point guard James Harden, less and less iso ball James Harden. It'll be interesting to see how the Cavs, knowing that now, kind of develop an offense around him to suit what he can still do, as opposed to the James Harden from 2018 who you couldn't stay in front of.
Right.
Where now that's just not who he is as a player anymore.
No. But the good ones adapt.
We'll adapt. They had a nice little poster up there, like, saying what chatter. But, this summer, I'm getting ready for the other poster. I'm coming home part 2. So get ready with that. And
I threw that out there earlier. Jay just looked at me.
Trying to listen.
I'm just not hearing that.
Ramona Shelton. I need to know.
Wait, what's Ramona saying?
Ramona, Dave McMenamin. I was reading the stories.
Mike,
What happened?
give my disclaimer.
The Cavs are playing. Jason doesn't want to talk about LeBron while the Cavs are playing.
I love
He's
it.
being coerced and forced into answering this question.
Yes, there it is.
Jason, you can answer. Now the disclaimer's been out there.
There you go. That's perfect.
There is rumblings that come from
Now
LA.
wait, I haven't read Ramona recently. What is she saying about this? I heard there was a rumor Friday that he put his house on the market in L.A. I could not corroborate that. I tried.
I would be beyond stunned. They just renovated it.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just renovate to sell. I mean,
no.
in business.
I know.
Sometimes
but
you do that.
See, let me ask you. Let me work, Jason. Do you believe LeBron is completely happy in LA?
Personally, yes.
No, professionally.
We didn't parse those.
I'm not with them every day. Honestly, I can't honestly
that's true.
accurately answer that. But I have when the Lakers were here over the winter, I really thought, wow, there's really a path here. I'm not as confident now, and I just don't know how they make the money work.
Yeah,
he's not coming back here on a minimum deal.
He won't do it. You don't think?
No.
Well, then I don't see how it happens.
He is not. LeBron has been one of the most underpaid athletes. Now, you can laugh at that.
Yeah, no, he has.
He's been one of the most underpaid athletes.
Oftentimes the best are. Tom Brady was.
So why would he then
Because-
take a minimum deal from an owner with which he has never gotten
Well,
along?
let me tell
see,
you-
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
The quick answer is if you think that this roster is minus him from winning a championship, then you're supplanting dollars for another ring. And in the legacy talk, that is worth. It's just like Tom Brady always used to say. Tom Brady would say, I don't need to be the highest paid player on my team. When I retire, I'm going to have more Super Bowls than anybody, and I'm going to be a corporation post-playing days. And LeBron's there too. He doesn't need another ring, but he would love to get to 5.
I don't see any world that he's playing in Cleveland on a minimum contract.
me ask you this
He's
question.
not
Okay.
a minimum player.
Let me weave.
Okay.
Let me.
I don't really either, but
I want to weave my tapestry. So I would have. So here's a path that happened. And now LeBron.
I didn't mean to hijack this into a LeBron thing.
Hey, but
either.
I love it though.
But the conversation is out there.
I don't love it. I don't like talking about this stuff. I don't. Like
You're visibly upset by
we're
it.
on the eve of the conference finals, and the Cavs are still playing.
I
it
get
is
it.
great because LeBron gets to see us in the Mecca. You know he's a basketball. head.
There's
He's
a
gonna
lot
watch
of
it.
there is a lot of basketball yet to be played.
And guess
Yes.
what? He's going to be front row and center watching these games. Now, I will,
G, make your last point on LeBron.
and
Take
then
a
we
break. We'll talk guard.
All right, here we go. Here's the way it works. If the Lakers, they got two free agents, right? Hachimura is a free agent, is he not? They got to bring him back. Reeves, they got to bring him back. LeBron's a free agent, right? If somehow he goes and they lowball him on a number, because LeBron gonna say, "Give me a number. What you gonna sign me back for?"
Yeah.
If they lowball him and they disrespect him, he will play somewhere else just to spite them. Because he's going to look at it like this. I carried y'all when Luka, now we ain't saying there's beef between you and Luka, but Luka was not in it, he was not playing. LeBron took the third row. He did it, didn't say nothing. Then he ratcheted it back up. He carried the team. He got him past the first round playoff. He gets there. Now you're going to see how much you respect me. You going to show me some love or not? And if they lowball him, LeBron, in that case, I think would just to spite, because he's petty like that. LeBron can get in his bag. He'll do that just to see.
He ain't coming on a minimum contract.
We ain't go.
Okay,
it ain't minimum wage.
what would the minimum deal pay him?
A few million.
Nah, we gonna find some. We find something.
Yeah, you're not going to pay him. I mean,
couple pennies.
Well, now you got to start tearing the roster apart.
I know somebody's got to go.
So you got to get under like
I love you, and you'll still get a Christmas card, but somebody's got to go.
We right, man. We talk
We will
LeBron.
make it
Somebody,
work.
hey, we figured out. We got a little couple of extra people that we can move around. A little
Because
bit.
if you can, and I know it's not going to be a couple million. He's not going to do that.
we ain't crazy.
But even if it was a $25 million paycheck less, in the grand scheme of things, LeBron doesn't need $25 million more dollars. He needs another ring.
does he?
He does.
Does he?
He does.
He's done.
Right now, the score is 6-4.
He's done.
And that doesn't sit well with
He's
him.
done a good job of convincing people that he does
And
not
here's
care.
the thing. Here's the
Yeah, he does. Yes.
He's done a
whether
very good.
whether it's real or not.
Whether
he has
it's real or
convinced us
not,
of it.
but you said he could take $25 million less. First of all, I disagree with that, but set that aside.
What, he needs that money? He doesn't need that money.
He doesn't need it, but he's not gonna play for less than his value. He's just not.
Well, then maybe he should retire.
And I don't think he's a max level player anymore.
He's not.
But
I'll give you that.
But take
But he's a
$25 million
difference
less. How are the Cavs going to get to $20 million?
I don't know.
That's what we hired those.
That's why I said
That's
so.
what we hired those smart people for.
That's why it's.
Look, the Cavs in the last couple of years, and you got to give credit to Kobe.
They found
in the
a
last
way.
couple of years. We were sitting here going, "There's no move to make. There's nothing to do. They're stuck." And they've made moves, and we're like, you know what?
And if the Clippers were willing to extend James Harden, they'd still be stuck.
Well, yeah, no, that's true, but-
Yeah, that's on them.
But look, Cleveland, if he's on this team right now, and I don't care who goes, if LeBron James is on this roster, are you going to tell me that they're not? I would think they would be favored over Oklahoma City.
No, I don't think they would be.
No, they wouldn't.
I really think they would be.
They'd be favored. They'd be favored over the
Stylistically,
Knicks.
It's such a different thing.
No, they'd be favored over the
I'm
Knicks.
taking the Cavs with LeBron.
I am too.
He ain't got to do much. He got to give me 15, 17 good LeBron minutes. James Harden give me 18 to 20 James Harden.
Here's the deal. They can make a little backroom deal. Ready? LeBron, we're going to pay you team minimum. And we're going to come up with a phantom injury. You're not going to play until April 1st.
Training camp.
And we're just going to pay you for the playoffs. Now you're playing for value.
Go to break. Now we're getting nuts. Go to break. I'm done with this. I'm done
Jay
with
Crawford, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm saying there's a chance.
Hey, listen, we're going to keep it alive. And as good as the Cavs look
Ramona's
right now,
keeping it alive.
Hey, man. Hey, listen.
What's McMenamin saying about this? Dave's plugged in.
Yeah, he is.
He thinks there's a chance.
I think LeBron probably stays in LA.
All right. We'll find out.